Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. This is Solfay World, and today I want to do a video vlog and talk about all things New Year related and New Year's resolutions, and I'd like to know what people's thoughts and opinions are on the matter, and I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you had a wonderful New Year for those that celebrated that. Personally, for me, I'm not bothered about the New Year, but each to their own. And I've got to admit, even though I don't really particularly enjoy the New Year and I don't really celebrate or do that much, I did have a roast dinner today, so that was sort of like participating in it a little bit, I suppose. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this video vlog is because I don't think I revisited and talked about the new year and my thoughts in regards to the new year on this channel. And I had this channel for quite some time now. Must be getting on for like 4 or 5 years. I can't quite remember now. um I think I created this channel after COVID anyway, and before COVID I used to have a channel called Sorrow Fairy Whispers, and I used to do sort of similar vlogs and things as to what I do now in regards to all things music related vlogs, nature, and stuff like that. But I think on my previous channel, Sorrow Fairy Whispers, I did vlog about this, and I don't think I sort of covered it on this channel, so I thought I would. But anyway, I find it interesting, the whole concept of time and the new year and how it can differ depending on where you are in the world, because in the southern hemisphere your autumn time is different to ours. We have spring when you have autumn, you have autumn when we have spring, and for you then the whole new year and rebirth of everything would be in your springtime, and for us it will be the opposite, and vice versa. So when it comes to the concept of going by nature and going by the new year, we would go by the seasons, and when things are starting to take form and take shape, when the flowers are beginning to bud and flower, same with fruits, or the first sign of fruits forming, seeds, crops, everything like that, flowers merging. That's when we notice that things are coming to life after being dormant, after being asleep during the winter months. And that's when we often think about the new year and all things new and fresh and merging and coming to life. And often people have their traditional one big spring clean, even though you can have a spring clean and a sort out throughout the year, and people do have regular sort outs and do their chores and whatnot, but sometimes people use that opportunity to have a major clear out as well and get rid of the old and bring in the new kind of thing. And that's pretty cool really. But I just find it interesting how we're conditioned to think that the new year begins in January because of the calendar year and because of social construct, and how also, depending on the months of the year, different days can occur, like the amount of days that's in each month, and depending on whether or not it's a leap year, it can be either the 28th or the 29th when it comes to like February. And some months are longer, some are shorter, and yeah, it's been I don't want to say calculated, but apparently it's been taught before, and people have often said that actually there could possibly be 13 months in a year instead of 12, and we're being taught a lie, and each day consists of 28 days. And also when you think about nature and the cycle of nature and time, we're all naturally in sync with nature. Like our daylight hours means we're awake. It's daytime, it's our natural clock for when it comes to being awake. And when it comes to nighttime, we feel sleepy and tired, and nighttime means it's time to go to sleep and recuperate. And when it's dark out, we went by, the natural time and order of things, and we were in sync with that. And we're in sync too when it comes to our hormones, with the sun and the moon. We get our vitamin D from the sun. We feel rejuvenated naturally when it comes to the sun, and we're connected to the sun and the moon, and the men are connected in terms of hormones too, with the sun and the energy. And us women, we're more connected to the moon in a lot of ways, especially with our natural cycle and the moon phases, and it's all quite fascinating really. But when it comes to like the concept of time, it does feel like even though we have the same amount of like minutes in an hour, when you're having fun, time does seem to like fly by. And when you're feeling pretty bored or you're wishing for something to be over and done with, it does have that tendency to feel like it's dragging on. But despite that, it's the same time, if that makes sense. And it's just our perception of time can differ depending on our frame of mind. And we do say that when we're younger, time does seem to be slower, and when we're older, the concept of time does seem to be faster. But also, we have expectations when it comes to time and time frames in this lifetime. Like, a lot of people used to have like this concept where you got to do something by a certain time or age. You got to have your degree and qualifications when you're in your late teens or early 20s. You should be able to afford a house by a certain age, get married, have a family. But it all changes, it all differs. Sometimes people start late in life, they have education and the qualifications later on, or sometimes people go back to learning something or getting a degree and whatnot. Sometimes people have family later on, not because they want to or they want to, but it all depends on whether or not they're financially stable, if they met someone. And also, I know it sounds bizarre, but sometimes people say you're less likely going to have a family as you get older, which is kind of true in a lot of ways, especially from your biological clock, because we all have a biological clock as well, men and women, not just women. But ironically, sometimes people have a family and they conceive later on. They could do that in their like mid to late 30s or even early 40s, and yet have trouble in their 20s. So it all depends really. And sometimes people have had major like career failures, or they've had a major triumph in their careers, and their careers have taken off and they've had more success once they reached 40 onwards. So it all depends really when it comes to like time and life and expectations. So yeah, I just wanted to basically talk about these things really, and just remember that we give each other and ourselves expectations and time frames, and it's all just one big illusion really when you come to think about it really. So I just wanted to like talk about that. And I think it's important to live in the here and now, to not have goals or expectations or resolutions, and remember that you can do them any moment, at any time. Thank you for listening and for watching and commenting. Take care.